One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 34. Clahador the Butler. Nami, in her desperation to awaken Luffy, stepped her heel onto his face, causing him to yelp in pain. Ouch! I'll split you into two, Captain Django declared. Nami turned back in horror, only to see a deadly projectile hurtling toward her. Usopp cried out in terror. That's a blade, not just an ordinary pendulum for hypnotism. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Luffy, who had been jolted awake by the chaos, sprang to his feet. His voice reverberated with anger. Was that you, Nami? How dare you step on my face? As the sharp disc flew, it landed on the back of Luffy's head, stabbing into his flesh. Luffy! She cried out. Huh! That kid is still alive! Django said with realization. He woke up, Zoro remarked. At the wrong time, or should I say, the right time. It's him? The butler pondered. I thought he fell off the cliff and died. Luffy's indomitable spirit prevented the deadly ring from cutting deep into his skull. He stomped his feet hard against the ground, leaving Django in disbelief. Impossible! He's still standing! The Black Cat pirates, once filled with confidence, now watched in terror as Luffy removed the ring from his head, seemingly unfazed by the ordeal. He's really something, Zoro pondered. That kid has been revived. That hurts, Luffy yelled in pain, clutching the back of his head. We're doomed, the Black Cat pirates realized. Now it will be impossible to finish them off in 5 minutes. That really hurts, Luffy yelled at Nami. It wasn't me. But Nami collapsed as she noticed her bleeding shoulder. Your shoulder's injured? He questioned. I'm all right, Nami replied. I've done my best. The rest is up to you. This is a battle that we definitely cannot lose. I'm doing it for the treasure, she reassured herself. Luffy frowned. Treasure shouldn't matter. That's just your character. He gazed up the slope where Kuro stood. Huh, even the evil butler is here. Kuro looked at them as he remarked, in 3 more minutes, all of you will be dead. What? There's no hope left. The Black Cat pirates panicked. Even though we have Captain Django and Bucci, but only 3 more minutes, how can we finish off these people? Bucci! We don't have any more time! You go and kill the guy with the stomach band, Django demanded as he continued. I'll deal with the Straw Hat Kid. But suddenly from behind Kuro, a voice shouted, Clahador! Stop it! All eyes turned to Mistress Kaya, who stood firm, despite her trembling form. Horrified, Usopp exclaimed, Kaya, why? Why are you here? Oh, isn't that the mistress of the mansion? Django said with worry. She's the target of the mission. Then we don't have to go to the village. The pirates began to murmur between themselves. If we can just kill her now. Kuro turned to Kaya, adjusting his glasses. You surprised me, mistress. What are you doing here? Mary told me everything, Kaya replied. Oh, he didn't die, Kuro mused. I didn't show any mercy to him. No, he really isn't the Clahador I know, Kaya thought to herself. I'm really sorry, Usopp, she remarked with regret. Maybe you can't forgive me so easily, but I really can't believe that Clahador is a pirate. Never mind that. Why are you here? Usopp pressed. Didn't I tell you to run away? These pirates are after your life. Aren't you fighting as well? She retorted as she apologized. We treated you so badly, and yet you're here, fighting, even with those wounds. We're different, he continued with desperation. I'm a brave warrior of Clahador. If you want my money, I will give it all to you. Kaya's voice rang out, cutting through Usopp's words. Please, leave this village. But Kuro, the man who had posed as Clahador for years, gazed upon her with his cold and calculating eyes. You're wrong, mistress. It's not only money that I'm after. I also want peace of mind. I spent 3 years here to gain the villagers' trust. I feel at peace here. Only when I have obtained peace and money will my plans be complete. That's why having my crew attack the village and making you leave a will at your death is essential." Kaya was in complete shock. The truth about the man she had trusted for so long was like a cruel dagger thrust into her heart. Usopp, desperate to protect her, shouted, "Kaya, run! Don't bother negotiating with him. He's no longer the butler you knew." Ignoring his pleas, Kaya pulled out a pistol and pointed it at Kuro. A pistol, the pirates wondered. With a loud and demanding voice, she declared, "Leave this village!" Kuro opened his arms as he shares with her, "So, you've become stronger in these years. Do you still remember? A lot has happened in the last 3 years since your parents passed away. We've been together for quite some time. We took boat rides together, went to town together. When you're down with a fever, I always stayed by you to take care of you. We've shared our troubles and our joy. I've served you tirelessly. I suffered taking care of this nosy little mistress. I suffered waiting for so long. All this is so that I can kill you today." "Bastard," Usopp said aggressively. Tears streamed down Kaya's face as her hands started to shake, and she dropped the gun to the ground. Kuro continued, "I was captain in the past, and I had to serve such a young, naive little girl obsequiously, deliberately to make her like me. Can you understand how demeaning my days have been?" Unable to contain his anger, Usopp charged at the butler in full force, ready for a punch. "Usopp, now that I think of it, But the butler effortlessly dodged his attack in a flash. Kuro's voice oozed with venom as he continued, "Still haven't thanked you for that punch you gave me last time. You hit me really hard." Before Kuro could land a blow, Luffy intervened, unleashing a powerful punch that sent Kuro sprawling to the ground. "What? What?" Django exclaimed. "Captain Kuro got knocked down?" As Luffy stretches his arm back, he solemnly declares, "If you really hate being hit, I must make sure I hit you a few hundred more times."